Guys, welcome back to the channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Guys, I wanted to do a little longer video today because I wanted to talk to you about some of the lies in this so-called memoir that Gypsy Rose just put out. And guys, I've got notes. I know I'm not gonna hit all of them, and guys, whatever I miss, put it down in the comments. That way, everybody will know. The first thing I wanted to talk about was, in this memoir, she was not supposed to talk about the Schmurder. That was not supposed to be in the book. Because guys, I mean, I always thought that you couldn't make money off of a crime that you committed. But hey, guess I was wrong, because she's become a millionaire off of it. But one thing that she talked about in her memoir when she was talking about the Schmurder was being in her mom's room. If y'all remember, she said that she's never seen the pictures. She's never seen her mom's body after the Schmurder. None of that. But it's awfully funny that when she goes into great detail on the Schmurder, that she said that Nick told her to clean up the crime scene, to clean up the blood. So she did. She said that she took some baby wipes, went in there, and she said she wasn't even thinking about where the blood came from, but she just started cleaning. And not only did she say that, she also said that before she left out of that room, she grabbed the money bag. So that tells you right there, look at the lies. Oh my gosh. And you would think that Girly Pop would at least, you know, write, if she can't remember the lies, at least write them down. That way she doesn't tell off on herself. But hey, what a weirdo. Second thing she wanted to say was her last straw. The last straw, we've heard so much. So many reasons why she did this, the last straw. But what she was saying was her last straw was they were going to cut open her throat. Cut her throat. Well, what I want to know, was it cutting your throat? Was it because you didn't want your feeding tube to be cleaned out? But I remember on Dr. Phil, she told Dr. Phil that she told her mother, why do I have to have this surgery? I've already had it 100 times before. Why do I have to have it again? So, what is this exploratory throat surgery that you're talking about? Exploratory, that you've never had before. So yeah, you lied to Dr. Phil. Which one was it, Gypsy? And I already touched on this. One. And this was, she told Kale Lowry that her mother wouldn't even let her walk inside. That's why they had coverings over the windows. That's why your mom put those coverings so people couldn't watch you walk around. Not only were you walking around inside the house, there's also video of you walking around outside the house. Not only that, you walked to your neighbors. Do y'all remember that? She walked to her neighbors when Dan went into the hospital. She walked to a neighbor's house to ask them to give her a ride to the hospital so she could be with Dan. Which one is it? Let's talk about her teeth. There's so many stories about why her teeth rotted out of her head. If y'all remember, she first said it was because she had cancer and she had chemo drugs. Then it was she didn't have cancer, but her mother gave her chemo drugs. The next thing it was her mama had all of her salivary glands removed. No, baby. You had 2 removed. 2. You have lots more than just 2 in your body. And we know that you make saliva because you're dripping with the saliva. What is this? We know you do that all the time. So no, that's not the reason why your teeth rotted out of your head. Then it came out in the book that you sucked on a bottle until you were 24 years old. Not only did you suck on this bottle, but you had your favorite type of nipples because you had to have that Pedialyte come out in a certain type of way. Then you talked about how your teeth was developing like SpongeBob. And we know that part is the truth because she did have teeth that looked like SpongeBob. And you know, if you suck on a bottle like that and you don't brush, you have that sweet liquid in there that's full of sugar, and you don't brush and take care of your mouth, then yeah, your teeth are gonna fall out of your head. But it also, in a lot of these pictures that we saw her teeth rotten out. Because she even put in the book, she didn't know why they had to pull all of her teeth. All of her teeth were rotting, and you could tell. You could see the rot, the bottle rot that was inside of her mouth. I mean, she even said that this bottle fetish that she had, it was a normal place, and her mama didn't wean her off the bottle. You know, when you get to a certain age, your mama don't have to wean you off. You just take yourself off. You quit drinking out of a bottle, and you drink out of a cup. 24 years old, and you're still sucking on a bottle? That is just weird to me. Another big thing was that she told the news station that her mother's family supported this book, that they wanted her to write this book. No. If you've watched anybody else's channel, Sir Morbid X, Starlight, Nina, any of them, one of the sisters actually came out and was on, I believe that was one of the sisters came out and was on the show, and they did not support it at all. They let all of us know that it's full of lies. Not only full of lies, but they didn't support it. What I'm hoping that this memoir of lies will push that family to sue her for wrongful death. Not only that, slander for the grandfather. Because you know that she went into big detail about SA, which she lies so much. I just don't believe it. I can't believe it. You can't believe anything that comes out of her mouth because she's so full of lies. Another thing, do you remember that story she told about how she ran away and she went to Dan's house? This was a big lie because this happened, I think they said in 2011, and that she said that her mama took her home. After getting her home, did a voodoo spell on her, put some of her menstrual blood. And what's so funny is took some of her menstrual blood. Then she said her mama made her take a pregnancy test. What? What? I think her mama was smarter than that, because if she got pregnant that weekend, it wasn't going to show up. Secondly, she was on her cycle. But the funny thing that she says in her book is that she never spoke to Dan again. After she left that house, she never spoke to him again, which I find that is a lie, because if it was the truth, then how did Nick know about Dan? Why did Nick say that he would apologize to everyone but Dan? If she never seen or heard from Dan again, then Nick wouldn't have known a thing about him. Another lie. Then I've heard this 2 or 3 different ways. Do you remember the story where she said that she picked up a gun and she shot her mom 10 times? And at first she said she shot her 10 times. She put it down. She realized it was a BB gun. She didn't know it was a BB gun. But then there's another story of her saying that she knew it was a BB gun, so she shot her with it because she knew it was a BB gun. All right, which one is it? Was it a BB gun that you knew about, or did you think it was a real gun? Did you think you were killing her at that point in time, or did you think you were just hurting her? Which one is it? I mean, this is just the weirdest. I'm going to touch on one more thing before I leave, and that's the feeding tube. You know, for years when she was in Louisiana, she fell off the charts, you know, the growth charts. You know, if you're a parent, how you'll take your child to the doctor. They measure the head, they measure the height, weight, you know, just to see where your child is on the growth chart. You know, your child may be in the 50th percentile, 25th percentile. They do that just to make sure that the child is growing. She fell off of that growth chart. They tried to get her under control with her failure to thrive through other ways, but the feeding tube was the last thing that they did, and she was under doctor's care when they put her on it. But then Hurricane Katrina came. She ran away, went to Missouri. And here the story goes. Another rabbit hole is, before I go, is Rod. You know, Rod claimed that they hadn't seen her in 10 years after she moved to Missouri. Which could be true. But why does she speak so highly of him? He went to jail several times, allegedly, for not paying his child support. I mean, he was going to go and visit her, went to Tennessee on vacation, tried to call Dee Dee, nobody answered the phone. So what did he do? You know, Dee Dee's in bad health. Supposedly you have a daughter that may not live to be 18, but instead of still going up there to check on him, you turn around and go home. That's a caring father for you, isn't it? So guys, what do you think about all of this? It is filled with so many lies that it's not, I mean, for it to be called a memoir, that's sad. It is very sad. But guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I love each and every one of you, and I will talk to you soon.